Are you sabotaging your financial freedom with one simple mistake? 60% of people live paycheck to paycheck. I don't want you to be one of them. Hi, my name is Prince Ahin, and I help people like you to achieve financial freedom. Kwame made a mistake that kept him broke, even though he received a raise. In this video, we'll be discussing that one mistake that Kwame made and provide you with a step-by-step plan to deal with this issue. Let's take our finances in our hands as we go on this video. Now here's Kwame's story. Years ago, Kwame received a raise, a salary increment, after a negotiated job offer. Now, after receiving this raise, he was excited. He remembered that he had to change his car. The school his kids went to, he changed it because he thought he wanted his kids to interact with better people. He had 2 kids. Soon after, he also upgraded his neighborhood. He left where he was to a better place which he thought could handle the family better. In short, Kwame upgraded his lifestyle. After a year, Kwame was still broke. Now, the harsh truth is that a lot of people who receive raises do not save, but rather spend everything. Kwame had a wake-up call when he couldn't afford a repair. He realized that, after all these raises, I can't simply get this repair done until I wait for my salary. Kwame felt very sorry for himself. His wake-up call came when he couldn't afford an emergency repair. I was like, so I can't do this thing until my salary comes? He had fallen into a trap, and the trap is lifestyle creep, which is spending more as your income increases. He realized that this was stealing his financial future. Now, lifestyle creep isn't a reward for success. It is a silent wealth killer. He stopped it, and it changed his life forever. As a beginner, you need try tracking your expenditure for the month and see if you can identify some creeps that leaks in. So for example, if you find out that you are dining leisurely in a month and you find out that it comes to around 200 cedis a month, you can deal with it easily because you tracked it, because you documented it. If you don't write it down, it will be difficult. If you don't put it down, it will be difficult for you to remember all the things you used your money for. And simply you can save 1,200 for the year by just tracking and eliminating the creeps that have entered into your spending. So what's that mistake that you need to stop? It's lifestyle creep. What is lifestyle creeping? It is when you increase your spending as your income increases. So you get a fancier car, places you've thought of going on vacation, but because the money was not there, now once money has come, you go on those vacations. You tend to fulfill those indulgence, those things that you've always wanted to do, but money wasn't there. But now that there's money, you think that you must go out and fulfill them. And you're thinking that you deserve it because you worked hard to receive that raise. You worked hard to get that increment in that salary. So because of that, you go ahead and you indulge yourself in that. But studies have shown that 60% of earners live paycheck to paycheck, meaning that if the next salary delays, they'll be in trouble. And this is the reason why they're living paycheck to paycheck, because of this lifestyle creeping. Anytime there's an increment, their expenditure also increases to match up to the income that has come, that they received. This is very dangerous. Why is it dangerous? Because it erodes the savings that you could have saved for yourself. So imagine that you have a salary increment of say 1,000 cedis and you decide to spend it all. What if you had saved 50% of that? Let's say over a period of 5 years or even 10 years at an average interest of 10%. Calculate and see the amount of money you could have saved and earned for yourself, but they've been crept away in a hole because you had other things to do with the money, for which reason you couldn't save. So what you can do for yourself is that you can cut into 50% the lifestyle. You can cut your lifestyle into 50% and say that anytime there's a raise, I won't spend all of it, but at least, even if I don't save, I'll take 50% of it to save. It's the first way of controlling, taking control of your finances And once you start doing that, you'll be on your journey to creating financial freedom for yourself. So now let's go to my 5-step plan of dealing with this lifestyle creep and how you can nip it in the bud. The first one is that you must track your spending. You can use Excel. You can use budgeting apps. You can also even write it down if you don't have any online tools to do this. And ensure that anytime you're spending, you're tracking. So what you can do for yourself is that you can start budgeting the income that comes, so that as you budget, it helps you to, and as you spend within the budget, then you also track it. As you spend time to budget, as you spend time to write it down, to get your expenses down, you're able to identify the things that you think are not needs, but this is an semblance of lifestyle creep. It's something that I wouldn't have done if my income did not go up. And it's not adding any value to me, but it's something that I believe I deserve. Now, once you identify those things, you can begin to deal with it by eliminating it, or if you cannot deal without it, reducing it to the barest minimum. So that's the first one. Track your expenses. Number 2, what you also have to do is that you need to set savings goal. If you don't have a goal, then anything that comes, you indulge in it. Once you have a target and a goal, you are focused on that goal, and your plan is to achieve that goal. So aim to save 20% of your income every time you receive your salary, so that it can help you for investment and also to deal with emergencies. It's one of the fast ways you can do to grow and accumulate money, which will help grow your finances. So set a goal and aim to save at least 20% of your income. The third one is that you must automate your savings. Once you automate it, it is deducted before you even see the income. So your salary gets into your account, then you set a debit, or you set a direct debit on it, or a direct transfer into an account that is for your savings, which you can also use for investment. So once you do that, what it does for you is that the money goes before you begin to think about what you do with the rest. So it's always good you automate your savings so that you don't get to do it manually. Sometimes there are some months that the pressure will be high, and so instead of saving it, you say, oh, Charlie, let me use it. Next month I'll double it, but that opportunity may not come. Once you automate it, you avoid all of those issues. Now, the fourth one is that you need to set budget for your raises. Anytime there's a raise, what you can do is that the ideal thing is to save all the 100%. But if it's not possible for you to do that, then at least 50% of it should go into your savings, which you can use for your investments or your emergencies. Then you can use 30% for your needs and 20% for your wants. This is the barest minimum that you should be expecting of yourself. So always budget for raises when they come. One of the things you can also do is that as you're saving, you can do it in percentages, so that if you're doing 20%, automatically once the raise comes, the savings adjust automatically. There are times that you also receive back pay. When you do that, you can apply this formula. 50% straight away goes to your savings, 30% for your needs, and 20% for the little indulgence that you want to do. Now, number 5 is that you must invest the surplus. So let's say there's a side hustle you started and you need to put in some small cash. Once there's surplus, you can put it there. Or you don't have any side hustle, you want to invest this money into government T-bills or bank fixed deposit or mutual funds, you can do that. At all times, once there's surplus, budget for it. Put it into savings, put it into investment, get it to do some work, or else the truth is that if you don't plan for your raises, anytime the money comes, everything will be gone. Once you plan, then it helps you to manage it. Even when you plan, when the money comes, it's still difficult, but it gives you a sense of responsibility. You know that you have a job to do and you're guided to follow what is expected of you. Now let's talk mindset. Mindset is what will help you keep what you've just started. If you decide to keep this habit of dealing with this mistake, which which is a bane to a lot of people, you need to shift your mindset. I used to think that spending was a measure of success. No, it isn't. Savings is. And so anytime you need to shift your mind, you need to have a change of mindset, which can help you undertake and go through this. Now, if you seek status through spending, you run into debt. You don't have to seek status through spending. You don't have to compare yourself with other people, especially with what you see on social media. No. At the end of the day, if you're trying to compare yourself with what you see on social media, Charlie, the pressure will catch you. Stay in your lane and take these 3 steps, which can help you have that mindset shift and maintain that mindset. True wealth is living on your terms, not chasing after what others are doing. Now, you can use these 3 hacks to help you with your mindset shift. 1, see success as savings and not spending. If you see success as savings, then your goal will be, how can I accumulate to help me achieve my financial freedom faster? But if you see success as spending, then you always be after the next gadget. You always be looking at, how can I appear to be successful? But that's not the goal. The goal is not to appear to be successful, but to be actually successful. And if you see success as saving, it will help you get there faster than you will anticipate. So that's the first thing that you can do to help you with that mindset shift. The other thing is that stop comparing yourself with other people. They are in their lane. You don't know how they are earning their income. If they are going on that vacation, you don't know how much income they've earned, for which reason they are going on that vacation. It could be a tiny percentage of their income. Meanwhile, you also want to take you. Yours could be your whole income. You're not on the same level. So stay in your lane, have a goal. As I said earlier on, once you have a goal, you are able to focus on that goal. Anything that comes your way that is a distraction, you avoid it because you want to get to that goal. Every year, set a target for yourself. How much do you want to save at the end of the year? How much do you want to accumulate at the end of the year? And ensure that you are religiously doing that. If a windfall money comes along the way, you already have a goal, you already have a target, then you push it there. The third one that you also have to do is that you need to avoid the temptation. Sometimes if you don't look at it, then you will not be tempted to follow. So all the social media accounts that you are following that are giving you pressure, relax on them. If you need to unfollow them, unfollow them. Ensure that the things you see that puts pressure on you to keep up with the Joneses, avoid them. Once you avoid the temptation, you will be able to focus on your target and your mind will be on your goal. That's how you do to change and actually shift your mindset. So as you're beginning, what one goal will you set for yourself? As you set that goal, ensure that you would go through it. If it's a savings target, make sure that you work and go through it to achieve it. This will help you to avoid keeping up with the Joneses and help you deal with lifestyle creep. So that's your plan. This is a step. We've gone through how you can stop this lifestyle creep. Go through the 5-step plan to avoid it or to deal with it if you already find yourself neck deep in it. And begin with this mindset shift. As you stop this, you begin to practice the 5 steps and you change your mind to sustain it, you will be on your way to building your financial freedom. It's not magic. These are simple principles that you need to follow. Just avoiding lifestyle creep can help you save and give you so much more. And it can help you accumulate your income and money faster on your journey to accumulating your wealth, on your journey to financial freedom. I'm here to guide you to financial freedom. Ask me how. If you are interested, if you are blessed by this video, and if you like what you've watched, comment freedom for a budgeting template. Once you comment freedom, we'll send you a budgeting template. Click, like, subscribe to our channel for more financial tips with Learn with Ahin. Thank you.